And a good day, everybody. It's Monday, July 6, 2020. My name is Jewel, and this is the Tropical Update from J7409 Weather. Lots to talk about. Things are going on. We had another little tropical wave pop up overnight, as you can see. Right down here, it may affect some of the Windward Islands, but don't get too upset. It's not going to be like a tropical storm, but I'm going to tell you all about this, as well as check out system disturbance number 1. And here's Edward this morning, right up in this area. And I'll have another update later this afternoon. But as of right now, Edward, 40-mile-per-hour winds, pressure 1,008 millibars. It's moving northeast at 36 miles per hour. It is booking. It shouldn't affect anybody with any great strength. That's a good thing. Now, as we come down to disturbance number 2, we do have this tropical wave. It's just a tropical wave right now. It is continuing to produce disorganized showers and thunderstorms several hundred miles east of the Windward Islands. However, though, I'm going to tell you guys, especially up in the northern islands and maybe around part of Puerto Rico, maybe a little bit of eastern Dominican Republic, you're going to get some rain and you might get some gusty winds. Now, some light development of this system's possible today before environmental conditions become hostile for development tomorrow. What's going to save you is sheer wind. Now, the wave is forecast to move through the Lesser Antilles tomorrow. It could produce some locally heavy rain, some gusty winds on some of those islands. It's got a 10% chance to form 2 days and 5 days. Now, over here with disturbance number 1, it's looking just about like it did yesterday. It's a small low-pressure system. It's moved inland over Florida, the Florida Panhandle. Now, the small low is forecast to evolve into a larger low-pressure system and then move northeastward near the coast of the Carolinas. Just like I showed you yesterday, another low, it's going to get pulled into it. Now, since the low's currently over land, no development is expected today or tomorrow. When it does have a chance to develop, it's going to be where it has to move back over water by Wednesday or Thursday. And we're going to check a lot of things out and see what it looks like. 2 days, 10% chance. 5 days, a 40% chance. And we don't want to forget our friends that are over in the Eastern Pacific. Right now we have 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indians. Disturbance number 3, it's disorganized. It's just thunderstorms and showers. It's 1,000 miles southwest of the southern tip of Baja California Peninsula. It's associated with a broad area of low pressure also. Some development is possible over the next several days while it moves just a little. It's going to hang around, probably get wrapped up in another system. Now, in 2 days, it's 10% chance. In 5 days, it's 20% chance. And this one I don't think is going to do anything at all. It's an elongated area of low pressure. It's several hundred miles southwest of the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula. It is producing disorganized showers and a few thunderstorms, but the environmental conditions are becoming less conducive, and development, if any, should be slow to occur during the next day or two. It's moving slowly westward. After that time, further development is not expected. So it's a 10% chance 2 days through 5 days. Now, here's a whole different ball of wax when we come to disturbance number 1. Showers and thunder showers associated with this broad area of low pressure is several hundred miles southeast of Acapulco, Mexico. It's increased in coverage overnight, and all of the environmental conditions are expected to be conducive for development over the next several days. A tropical depression is likely to form within the next 2 to 3 days, while the system moves west-northwestward, well south of the coast of southern Mexico. Now, just remember, in order to become a tropical storm, it has to have sustained winds of 39 miles per hour. Now, chance in 2 days, 60%, and it moves on up to 90% chance of forming in 5 days. Before we go any further, I want to say thank you so much for watching, sharing this with your friends, family, and on your social media to help me try to keep people aware of what's going on and to keep them safe. Remember, please to subscribe if you haven't done so. I would appreciate it very much. Click the bell, check off all to ensure you get all the latest reports on any kind of severe weather that may be coming your way. Do not fear, I've checked all the models, folks. I've checked all kinds of models. Of course, you know I like this one, so I'm going to use it. This is the European model. I do have the pressure gradient turned on right now, so you can see here is Edouard this morning at 10 a.m. Here's our little system right here. It's not going to do anything except maybe rain. It's going to stall out when it gets up here. I'll show you. But for all my friends down on the Windward Islands, Puerto Rico, and maybe some of the eastern section of the Dominican Republic, we do have this little system right here that's trying to do something. It's not going to do a whole lot, though. Edouard is not going to bother anybody, so we're not going to concentrate on him at the moment. We've got this little system and this one we're going to watch. First, with this one being the closest to the islands, let's go down here. You can see there's really no vorticity in this whatsoever. It's just rain as of 10 a.m. this morning. When we move it up to around 9 p.m. this evening, the rain has already started over these areas. Still a little something trying, but it's not going to make it, folks. Doesn't look like, okay? But this is down in the southern section of the Windward Islands where you guys should get some rain. We'll check on the wind right quick. We'll turn this pressure gradient off for the moment. We'll check sustained winds now. Nothing that you're not used to at all. Very, very light winds, 18 miles per hour. We'll move this across to tomorrow around 1 p.m. in the afternoon. You can see the rain is moving all the way up into these areas here. Let's backtrack just a second and get to midnight. The heaviest of the sustained winds are staying out here, 24 miles per hour. Are there any wind gusts? Yes, there is. But it doesn't look like it's going to be that bad. And you can see right now all of the island chain. This will move up into these areas too. But all of the island chain, your gust of wind should be around 28 miles per hour. That's about tomorrow afternoon around 1 a.m. Now, for tomorrow evening at 5 p.m., a little more gustier winds, as I was talking about, in parts of the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and most of the wind's going to be on this side of this little wave, and I was saying the northern islands, as you can see. We'll blow this up just a little bit here, so you can see a little better where this will be going. Right in these areas here. This is where more of the gusty wind should be at this time. And they're looking like they should be probably, let's see, around 27 miles per hour. So I think you guys are going to be okay, just fine. Sustained winds, no big deal in the teens, 19 miles per hour. You can handle this. And so far as the rain goes itself, we'll let this load up right quick. You can see you are going to be getting some rain. So let's move this down. I did want you guys in the island areas, though, to be aware of what's going on. And I will go ahead and tell you that probably, I'd say by the 15th, we may have something that tries to form up around the Bahamas. But that's so far out, we're going to wait and see what happens with it. Now, by 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, we come up here and we have this little system. If it were to be named, and once again, it's not going to happen while it's over land. You guys are just going to get rain All of these places, as you can see, anywhere from 1.5 inches, with the highest possibilities of 3 inches of rain is what you probably can expect. Now, I do want to turn the pressure gradient on for just a second, because you see nothing is going on. There's nothing here. But we do have this low pressure up here that this is going to swoop up and get encapsulated in, like I showed you yesterday. So let's move on up to Wednesday morning. The low does form right here. It's just a low pressure system. It's not anything else, okay? It's a low pressure system, but it has tropical characteristics. You can see the rain here. It's off the coast of South and North Carolina, a little bit of Georgia. We'll move at 5 p.m. for Wednesday afternoon. It's actually shrunk in size now. The pressure's 29.8, and that's low, but it's not that low. Look over here in the middle of the U.S., this is 29.53. So I just don't want people to get too upset. Trust me, if I think it's something to get upset over, I will sound the alarm. Do not fear, okay? We just got to watch this, because these things can change in the blink of an eye. They can be nothing, and boom, they can be something, or they can be something, and boom, they can turn to nothing. What you need to do is be prepared. It's time. It's way past time. Everybody should have their kits ready, their plans ready, everything ready to go if you have to evacuate. Or if you don't have to evacuate, to hunker down. And I think everybody with COVID is used to hunkering down now. You should have things ready and prepared. Now, does this have any wind in it? I'm going to take the pressure gradient off. This is Wednesday, of course, Wednesday afternoon. You see how it is trying to circulate some, and that's going to bring the water in if you live on the coastline. I don't mean you're going to have flooding, but your water is going to get high. The high sustained winds are remaining offshore, and they are 24 miles per hour. Now remember, it has to have 39 mile per hour sustained winds to become a tropical storm. So we're going to move on up. I'm just going to turn it on and let it go right quick. And I want to turn this on right quick to show you something. It already happened right then. Let's go back a moment. I want you to see how when this low comes a little further to the east, it moves this because it pulls us. We got this huge old Bermuda high over here. It's not going to let it go but so far. It's going to keep pushing it up closer to shore. It's not going to let it get but so far. But watch that low. See where it's at. See how it moved? Okay, here we go. We have no low at all. This is 6 a.m. Wednesday. Now watch what happens. Here it is. It kind of hangs around. It gets smaller. It's getting involved and pulled up into this bigger low. Then the energy starts to finally move offshore just a little by Thursday morning. And it just hangs there. Why? This high pressure is not letting it go anywhere. It cannot travel any faster than this low that it's encapsulated in can move it out. So by this time, the wind has started to pick up, but most of it and all of it is offshore. Offshore. Let's go back to, let's say Thursday at 3 p.m. Let's check the rain, see what it's looking like. Most of the heavier storms are offshore also. Most of the heavier rain associated with it at 9:04 Thursday. So we'll come up here to Friday at 8 a.m. Looking like it's a little better organized now because it has got out into the water. So let's check on the wind. Sustained winds, 28 miles per hour at the highest peak. Still not a tropical storm. What about the wind gusts? It's got much better wind gust in it over here. 40 miles per hour. So it could turn into Tropical Storm Dolly at this point. It's not there yet, but it could get there very, very soon. The sustained winds are not there, but the wind gusts have picked up, and this is Friday morning. So Saturday morning around 6 a.m., here we go. Looking like the center is offshore, as you can see, around New Jersey, Delmar Peninsula area, all the way down in here. These wind gusts now, or sustained winds, I should say, are still around 28 miles per hour, with the wind gust getting stronger, 46 miles per hour. We'll have to wait and see what happens with this, folks. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with this. But the rain will happen, which we can, and you can see the isobars are not tightly compacted at all. It could become Tropical Storm Dolly, or it might not, because it's got that brief window. See how it changes? Once it really, that low gets a good hold of it, it's going to dwindle on out. It's going to bring some rain probably up into Maine, southern Maine, maybe New Hampshire and Vermont. But you can see now, it's just in this low system. That's what it's looking like now. Now, I do want to run this up right quick. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to the 15th at 6 p.m., the 15th, right around here, just north of the Dominican Republic and around the Bahamas. We do have another tropical low that wants to develop, like the one we've got off the Windward Islands right now. I don't know if this one will develop or not. We do need to keep our eyes on it a little later on, though, and see what happens. So that's a quick check of what's going on. And, of course, out west here is this one. We've been watching. It's going to turn into something for sure, it looks like. But we just need to watch these things. That's all we can do right now. Once again, I can't stress enough, you need to have your stuff ready. It's past time to have your hurricane stuff ready, so go ahead and get it. And you folks that need the rain in these areas, enjoy it. You'll get it. Like I say, it could be, especially around South Carolina, Georgia, 1.5, maybe 3 inches at the most that you'll get out of this system. So if you need the rain, you'll be getting it. I'll try to have another update for you later coming up this evening. In the meantime, have a good day, a safe day, and a blessed day. Please stay safe. Do what you're supposed to. I love you all so much, and thank you for everything. Peace, love, and kindness to each and every one of you. Thank you for watching.